Hey guys, it's Scott. In this video, we're going to go over Florida State versus Boston College. It's going to be Saturday night in Tallahassee. Florida State's 3-0 for the first time since 2015. Boston College is 1-2. And I'm going to start by saying I fully expect Florida State to be able to win this matchup. I think they're coming home. They spent the last two games basically on the road. One was at a neutral site. The other was in Louisville, which could be a tough place to play, especially on a Friday night under the lights. They're going to be at home. The fan base is going to be riled up. Everybody excited. 3-0 for the first time in a while. Should have a great chance before now until they get to the little growing part of the schedule. And I just don't think Boston College is good enough to, really pull the sack. They lost to Rutgers. They lost at Virginia Tech, who's not been a very good Virginia Tech team. And then they ride a ship, won 38-17 last week. Point spread has Florida State favored by 16.5. From a point spread standpoint, I know if I trust Florida State to cover 16.5, I think this is still a team that's kind of learning how to do things the right way, and they're it could make this game a little bit more closer than what could be. But I do think they're going to win this game almost, in my opinion, guaranteed. And in this game, I'm going to spend more time talking about Florida State than I will Boston College. I think Florida State could have the makings of a team that could potentially win 9 or 10 games this year. And Florida State fans will be happy to hear that. Teams like the Gators, Hurricanes, other teams might not want to hear that, but Jordan Travis has really taken a step forward this year. He's, started out the Louisville game like 11 for 11 before he, went out with his injury. And I've tried to look to see if, he's going to come back this week because, you could see him at the end of that game on, crutches, still in uniform on the sideline. This obviously was not going to come back in the game. If he doesn't play, Tate Rodemaker, is very capable. He, in that hostile environment on the road, definitely led the comeback in the game. And I looked on 24/7 Sports just trying to see if I could find anything because also Jared Verse on that injury list, and I think if it had been something serious, he would have it would have came out by now. And I don't think that's the case. I think that maybe it's probably like a knee sprain or something like that. So I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jordan Travis comes back, or they may give him one more week of rest. But either way, I think Tate Rodemaker is more than capable of getting the job done at home. And as far as the run attack goes, this three-headed monster has been really good to start the year. Toa Philly Benson and Trayshawn Ward. Trayshawn Ward doesn't have the fastest open field speed in the world, but if you look at his vision and his shiftiness, he's about as good as it gets in that department. He's a walk-on. Now he's on scholarship this year, so the rushing attack's been really good. And then on the receiving end, both the Wilsons have really stepped up. Johnny Wilson, 149 yards receiving versus Louisville. The man's 6'7". He's a monster on the field. You got Ontario Wilson, Michael Pittman. They've both been, very good. And unlike years past, there's actually some talent in this receiving corps this year. Malik McLean, is even a 4-star coming out of high school. So they got some talent. And the defense, if there's one knock, is that when Jared Verse went out of the game, I wasn't too impressed with the consistent pass rush of the defense. I really think they need Jared Verse to get back in there before they can have a real, steady pass rush. You can definitely tell he makes a world of difference. Kalen DeLoach really impressed. He was kind of the spy of the Louisville game. Did a lot of the running around, and he looked really impressive. Then of course, Tatum Bethune, Jamie Robinson, they both, they've all looked really good this year. I like to see a little more improvement out of the defense. I think they've given up a lot of yards at times, but seeing when it comes time to, tighten down the hatches and get the job done, they've been very good at it. They've won a couple of close games that came down to the final possession, and both of them on the defense and on the field. And the defense really stepped up to get that key interception last week. So, all in all, I think Florida State's going to be able to pull this out. I might would be tempted to take the 16.5. I don't know. I just don't trust Florida State covering a lot of points. But as far as from a win perspective, I do think they get the win, and they look really impressive next week. And that's all for this game, guys. Thanks for watching.